From the Assembly Hall on the campus of the University of Illinois in Champaign, the Illinois High School Association welcomes you to the 21st Annual Class A Boys Basketball Championship Series. And hello again, everyone. I'm Joe Passion, down here on the floor of Assembly Hall as we come to a near end of the 85th year of high school basketball in Illinois. And to preview for you this consolation game, let's take a step back and review the semifinals that took place earlier today. Normal University High, the Pioneers, defeating formerly #1 ranked and unbeaten Southeastern by 13, advanced to the championship game tonight at 8 o'clock against the Findlay Falcons, the smallest school represented here in the Elite Eight of Class A, as they knocked off Benton by 9. So that will set up the constellation game that will take place here in a moment, featuring the Benton Rangers against the Augusta Southeastern Suns, and that will be coming up next as America's original March Madness is about to continue.
Your network sponsors are Country Companies Insurance, bringing you state tournament action for more than 20 years. The Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin and Illinois, who remind you to drink milk. It does a body good. And Toyota. I love what you do for me, Toyota.
Here at the Assembly Hall is responsible to ensure that good sportsmanship is displayed at all times. And now, on behalf of the Board of Directors, the administrative staff, the Boys Basketball Advisory Committee, and the 735 basketball playing
As we set the table for our Class A consolation game, let's set it from center court and join in with Greg Sterick and Dick Lucky.
Hey, thank you very much, Joe. It's Benton against Southeastern here in the third place game. The Benton Rangers knocked out by Findlay this afternoon, and they try to gear up now for this contest. The end of the season for Benton, the end of the season for JoJo Johnson, and Greg Sterick, our final chance to see this talented player.
Well, and he's had an outstanding senior season, and in this tournament, he's just been real awesome. He's had 101 points in 3 ball games, and in the ball game this afternoon, JoJo is just, he was fabulous. It was JoJo time, and going to take a look at JoJo there. He knocks down a 3-point bomb, and in the ball game this afternoon, JoJo with 41 points, also went to the glass extremely hard, had 17 rebounds. And JoJo, one thing he always does, Dick, he always plays with a lot of an emotion, and I think that's very important in tonight's contest.
Well, he'll be playing with Brian Holman this evening. You may be familiar with his story. Brian Holman is a member of the Worldwide Church of God, and that affiliation has dictated that he not play the first 2 games of this tournament. He's here, and he's in uniform this evening, and we talked with JoJo Johnson about the fact that Holman will be with him. What's the difference with his team with Holman?
It affects us, but it affects us more, I think, against different teams. Like we played Frankfurt at home, and they beat us. Without Holman, they had like 2, 6, 7 guys. If teams that's got one big guy, it's not really that big of a factor because then, you know, we're still, you know, 6'2", 6'5", you know. But it does hurt, and when we got Brian, it makes us a lot deeper too. You know, if somebody gets in foul trouble, and you know we got guys come off the bench that don't have to start when he's not here.
The Southeastern Suns' dreams of a Class A state championship were dashed by the University High School Pioneers of Normal in this morning's game. And so Southeastern's 5 senior starters now finish their careers here in this third place game. Jason Marlowe, Greg, is hoping for a great outing.
Well, Marlowe's the type of player that can make good things happen on the offensive end. He's their second leading scorer in the tournament, and he's had 64 points. That's the second leading scorer, not just for his ball club, but in the entire tournament. He can hurt you from the outside. He's a driver, he's a slasher, a penetrator, and when the basketball is in the hands of Jason Marlowe, good things happen for the Suns.
And so we're set for the Sons of Southeastern against the Rangers of Benton. Let's check our keys to the game, brought to you by Milk. It does a body good. Enjoy real dairy products. Look for the real seal in your grocer's dairy case.
Well, when you look at the keys in tonight's ball game, I think it's important that both ball clubs play with a lot of emotion, and the Rangers, they've got to do a good job of stopping Marlowe's penetration, and for Southeastern, they've got to figure out a way to slow down the talents of JoJo Johnson.
And so we're set for the third place game. This is a game, as you've said, Greg, that you have to play with emotion. Sometimes that's difficult to do because just hours ago, these teams suffered big-time disappointments. We're set for play-by-play of the third place game here at the state tournament. We'll be back in just a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the presentation of the colors, we ask you to stand and join our guest soloist, Sarah McNamara, a student at Champaign Centennial High School, and sing our national anthem as it is played this evening by the pep band from
Benton's Rangers 25-7 and Southeastern Suns suffering their first loss of the season this afternoon in that game against Normal U High, and Southeastern now 32-1. They're set to go at it here before what will be a nearly packed house at the Assembly Hall in Champaign. Most of the folks who will be here this evening are in their seats now, set for this third place contest. Of course, later on, the title contest between Normal U High and Findlay. You see the color guard at the center of our court. We'll have the playing of our national anthem and then more great high school basketball here from our state of Illinois. The stage set now for our third place game. You got to look there at our two officials. Milt Morse from Rockford and Oradis Craig, also from Rockford, will work this third place game as Benton takes on Southeastern, and then of course it's Findlay and Normal U High for the championship. Let's join Steve Adams and meet the starters for these two teams.
The Rangers of Benton High School entering this game with a record of 25-7. And the Sons of Augusta Southeastern entering this game with a record of 32-1. At forward for Benton, a 6'5" senior, number 52, Brian Holman. At forward for Southeastern, a 6'2" senior, number 32, Jason Ippenton. The other forward for the Rangers, a 6'3" junior, number 21, Brian Drew. And at forward for the Suns, a 6' senior, number 40, Randy Long. At center for Benton, a 6'4" senior, number 54, Travis Kays. At center for Southeastern, a 6'2" senior, number 50, Brian Hamilton. At one of the guards for Benton, a 6' senior, number 11, Brian Kern. guard for Southeastern, a 6'2" senior, number 30, Jason Marlowe. At the other guard for Benton, a 6'3" senior, number 24, JoJo Johnson. At the other guard for Southeastern, a 6' senior, number 24, Brad Gooding. And here are the coaches. First for Benton, assistant coaches Don Webb, Jeff Roper, and Jeff Johnston, and the head coach in his second season, Rod Schertz. And for Southeastern, assistant coaches Todd Fox, Dave Swicegood, and Keith Bangert, and the head coach in his 10th season is Mike Frey.
Well, some question why we played this third place game. Indeed, sometimes teams do come out a little flat, but some of the most exciting moments ever at the Assembly Hall have occurred in this contest. Most memorable, the 1982 Quincy victory on a last-second shot. Those of you who saw that one remember it well. One of your network sponsors is DuPont Herbicides. Dick Ludke and Greg Sterick with Joe Passion and Jim Albrecht waiting in the wings for the championship game between Findlay and Normal UI. But right now our attention focused on Benton and Southeastern as you look again at the starting lineups.
Well, and you look at the matchup there. Gooding's matched up with JoJo Johnson. You know, look for Brian Holman to have a big game for Benton. You know, this is the first action he's seen in the tournament. And, you know, I don't think he's going to have to play with a lot of emotion. I mean, I think the emotion's going to be there.
Here's the first shot of the game. Benton puts it down as the basket is good, and a 2-0 lead for the Benton Rangers.
Well, the basket was by Brian Holman. He's the guy that made that basket.
As the Suns have it now, into the corner it goes to Gooding. Up on top and now down low, moving in is Long. His shot rolls off. The ball tipped up in the air and a scramble for it. And Kays has it now for the Benton Rangers. Here's Kern driving to the bucket, and Brian Kern unable to give his team a 4-0 lead as the ball is loose, and it's Holman going up and I believe drawing the foul.
Yeah, Holman very active early in the ball game. Holman knocked down that baseline jumper. And a good look right there at Brian Kern. The pass came from JoJo Johnson. And Kern, the battle inside. Look at Holman keeping it alive. And, well, that's the advantage Benton has in this ball game. Brian Holman at 6'5", 170 pounds. Good look at Rod Schertz, head coach of the Benton Rangers. Holman at the line, 75% free throw shooter on the year.
Brian Holman, as you know, not playing in the first two games. Now is ready to get a little action here at the Assembly Hall, and it's good to see him get a chance to play here as he makes it a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, I think it's very fitting that Holman's going to have that opportunity to play in tonight's ball game. You know, they're 14-2 with Holman in the lineup, and he's been with the team all year. This gives him an opportunity to showcase his skills a little bit here in the consolation game.
Here's the shot rejected by Kays, but he is called for the foul, and we'll get more free throws, this time from Randy Long.
Southeastern always very active around the basketball, and you're going to see the shot go up by Marlowe. The shot's not there. Look at the inside work. The board play right there. Long very active. JoJo Johnson, 24, goes for it. Kays goes for the block. He catches him on the arm, and Randy Long is going to go to the line to shoot free throws, and on the year at about 57%.
And he misses that one. And his team remains behind 4-0. We have not yet quite played a minute of the third place game. As you saw Mike Frey looking on. Another missed free throw for the Suns, but the rebound for Gooding.
And Benton in a man-to-man defense. And Marlowe in control. And, you know, they want to get Marlowe on track early, I think, in this ball game.
Here's Gooding moving, and boy, great defense. Forced a bad shot. Rebound JoJo Johnson for Benton.
See, that's another phase of JoJo Johnson's game. He's a great passer and a great rebounder.
We saw the passing there as the first attempt was missed, but it's Holman on the glass again. Brian Holman making up for lost time here. And no shot attempts for JoJo Johnson. What's wrong? We've played 1 minute and 12 seconds as Holman has taken all the shots for the Benton Rangers. Joe, 1 from the field, 2 from the line.
Yeah, excuse me, Dick, but you know, Holman's the type of player that he can take control inside. And JoJo Johnson's a much better player when they get a lot of help on the inside. And Holman's been that throughout the year. Holman's their 2nd leading scorer behind JoJo. Averages better than 12 points per ball game. And you know, he's just stepping up his game a little bit. This is a normal ball game for Brian Holman.
As he misses the 2nd free throw after hitting the 1st. He has all 5 points in this game. Benton leads at 5-0. The Suns look to draw something on the scoreboard here. As Ippenson has it at the top. Here's Marlowe. He can drive, and the blocking foul has been called against Brian Drew of the Rangers.
You know, Drew had the assignment there of checking Jason Marlowe, and Marlowe is so quick with the basketball. You know, he can hurt you either with the outside jumper, Dick, or he can put it on the floor. That's what makes him such an effective guard. And, you know, he's had an outstanding tournament. Had 25 in the first ball game here, 15 this afternoon.
Gooding can hit the 3, but not this time. He had 4 of them in the game this afternoon. Hamilton with an effort to save it in. Was it successful? No, he hit the sideline there as he saved it off the Benton player, and so the Rangers get it up 5-0. Mike Frey not happy with the start for his team.
Now, Southeastern's always going to give you a lot of different looks defensively, and this is just a press. It's a zone press. They extend it about 3/4 court, and they like to trap out of it.
Drew gets it down to the baseline, and Holman sends it back up at the top. This is Kern losing control of the ball. Who's going to grab it? A scramble, and it's Hayes who comes up with it for the Rangers. Now JoJo Johnson, great pass, and Holman scores again. 7 points for Brian Holman. It's 7-0 Rangers.
The pass set that up, though. JoJo drew all the attention. Looked like he was going to have the shot. Boom, a nice quick bullet pass down low. Good catch by Holman. He was able to finish the play, and Holman with all 7 points for Benton.
Ippenson misses off the glass. The rebound for JoJo Johnson, who's doing everything but score in this game. And of course, he's done plenty of that in this tournament. 101 points in the 3 games from the Sweet 16 to this one. He needs 56 points in this game to tie the all-time scoring record at the state tournament set by Jay Scheidler back in the mid-70s. There's the first shot for Johnson. He missed it. The rebound long, and he outlets it way down the floor. The drive for Marlowe, and the basket good, but I think the foul may have occurred before the shot on Kern. Oh, they're going to...
I think they're going to count the basket. They're going to give him the hoop. Nice drive by Marlowe. And, you know, we had a look of Brian Holman, and Holman scored all 7 points. And this time we get a look at Marlowe. He's such a talented player, so quick with the basketball. He just slides in there. Kern gets the foul. Marlowe gets the hoop, and finally the Suns are on the board. 7-3 now as Benton's on top. Holman all 7 points. Marlowe all 3 points for the Suns.
So Holman 7 and Marlowe 3 as Kern finds Holman, and he has all 9 of Benton's points. It is 9-3. The Benton Rangers on top with 5:18 to go here in the opening period.
Holman's making up for some lost time, huh? Got some fresh legs under him.
Randy Long at the top against the Benton zone. Here's a 3 by Gooding, and he's 0 for 2 from 3-point range. Spinning his way underneath and stepping on the end line that time was Jason Ippenson.
I think we might get him on a foul. I think maybe he got him with a hook. I think Ippenson on the drive on that baseline threw out that left arm and got a hook. That's enabled him to slip in on that baseline, Dick, on that particular play.
So that's his first, and the team's 4th already. And Benton up 9-3, moves into the front court. Here's Kern, threw it poorly, loose ball. He gets it back and scores the garbage bucket. Brian Kern's first basket, in fact, the first basket by anybody other than Brian Holman. 11-3, Benton way up here at the start. Marlowe drifts to the left, bounce pass down low to Ippenson. His baseline jumper rims not good.
JoJo really goes to the boards hard. Had 17 rebounds in the ball game this afternoon.
He lost the ball that time, however, as the ball is punched forward by Ippenson. Here's Marlowe. Oh, give Ippenson an assist on that one, a rather unique assist, as Marlowe makes it 11-5.
Boy, extra effort after a loose ball sets up some easy baskets, and that was the case right there. Ippenson down on the floor, kicked it out, back the other way. Kern knocks in a long 3-pointer. Boy, Kern had some problems from that range in the ball game this afternoon. And in that ball game, he was 4 of 23 field goals, only 1 of 12 from 3.
As Marlowe drives into the lane and draws the whistle. Milt Morris tells us the foul is against Brian Drew of the Rangers. It's his second. It was not on the shot. It'll be inbounded, but not until after a timeout is called. 3:58 left in the first period, and it's 14-5 Benton. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. Well, we look at a comparison of these two teams, and we see that this matchup should be pretty even.
Well, Southeastern with the edge, field goals, threes, give the edge to Benton, free throws and rebounds. Southeastern, size, quickness, give the nod to the Rangers.
As the Suns have put it in play, this is Marlowe at the top. Inside the long, jump hook off the glass. And Brian Holman cleans up for Benton. Here's JoJo Johnson, another good pass, but Drew couldn't handle it. Johnson looking for the long pass, and he's fired a couple of beauties.
Well, the pass was there. Drew just couldn't find the handle. It was a good look by JoJo Johnson. I think you're seeing another phase of JoJo's game that a lot of people haven't really seen, Dick. Mostly they've seen him score points, but he's got the complete package. He's a great passer and a great defensive player, and almost a good steal right there by JoJo Johnson. Also, he goes to the glass very hard. He's a good rebounder also.
He scored 41 points in the game this afternoon and 38 in the game last evening. 22 in the super sectional game, so he has 101 officially here in the state tournament as the shot is missed by Long and Impinson is fouled on the rebound effort. Brian Holman whistled for the infraction. A lot of whistles here early.
You know, Kern of Benton seems like he's a little shaken up. You know, when they were diving and going for the loose balls, looked like Kern may have bumped a shoulder or bumped a leg a little bit. It really doesn't out on the floor.
15 foul already on the Rangers. In this case, Impinson fouled in the act of shooting, a 66%er on the year. Looks for his first points of the game. Chad Fusen is checked in. Excuse me, make that Jason Tate now in the game for Benton, as you saw the free throw missed there by Impinson. The second one gives the Suns their 6th point. The lead is down to 8. Here's Johnson. Pulls up and bombs the three, and there's his first basket of the game. A typical JoJo hoop.
Now that's the kind of basket that JoJo really needs to look for a little more. Instead of just trying to create, he shoots the ball much better when those shoulders are squared up and his feet are underneath him.
He puts his team up by 11. An off-balance shot there by Marlowe misses, and Tate rebounded it and almost threw it away. Brian Holman finds it, and here come the Rangers. This is Kern. And JoJo Johnson from 25 feet. He threw it only 24. He got it back, at least half of it, as the held ball is called. Alternating possession goes to the Sons of Southeastern, located in little tiny Augusta, community of about 800. One of the players told us there are a couple of restaurants there, a couple of gas stations, and a bank, and that's about it.
And not much to do except play basketball.
There you go. You can see they've done quite a bit of that.
What else would you rather do, though, besides play basketball?
Oh, you bet. Marlowe throws it behind his teammate, and out of bounds it goes. Brian Gooding couldn't handle the pass, and Benton comes back up by 11.
You know, both ball clubs do look like they're a little bit tired. Don't you agree?
Oh, that's always the case in this game, as Kern misses on the drive down the right side of the lane, but he was fouled, and it looks as though he's headed to the free throw line. I think all of these fouls illustrate that, Greg. It's tough to play defense when you're tired.
Yeah, I think mentally and physically the ball clubs appear to be a little bit tired. Holman got off to a good start, so the Rangers got off to a good start. Benton raced out to that early 7-0 lead, and now they're enjoying an 11-point advantage.
Here's the bomb, not good by Kern, and the rebound produces yet another held ball. It'll be Benton's turn this time. Rangers up by 11 as Tate gets it into Holman. Layup is good. Count the basket. The foul is called. Brian Holman with 11 points in his first game of the tournament.
Holman very active on the inside. A good look right there by Tate. Then Holman gets it up on the window, and Holman gets the hoop. Holman now 4 of 4 from the floor, 3 of 4 from the line. Pretty impressive start for 11 points.
Whatever your religious affiliation, I think you have to be impressed with this guy's conviction in his beliefs as he passes up the chance to play here in the first 2 games of this state tournament. He made the free throw, as you saw, and puts his team up by 14. Another impressive thing to me, Greg, is the way the community has handled that situation. They've accepted it very well.
And his teammates have accepted it very well, too. And I have a lot of respect for the young man in his decision that he's made. And, you know, after he knocked down those free throws there was a foul on the play, too. Long fouled on the play, gave a push and a shove to JoJo Johnson. So Johnson went right back to the line and knocked in the free throw, Dick. So he knocked in a free throw. And for JoJo, that's 4 points in the ball game. 1 of 2 from 3-point range.
Johnson fouled by Long, as Greg mentioned, and it's his 3rd foul, as the man in the game for Augusta Southeastern is Lance Robertson, rebounding the missed throw by JoJo Johnson. The Suns come back the other way. They find themselves down by 15 points now. Driving all the way to the goal was Ippinson. That's an impressive play. The lead shaved to 13. Jason Ippinson has his first field goal. Here's Kern with it across the top. JoJo Johnson to the baseline. Kays with a shot fake. And his pass is kicked out of bounds. It still belongs to Benton. It'll be put in play by Jason Tate. Kern looking over that zone. Shovels it inside to Holman. A great pass.
Beautiful pass. Good look by Kern, who gets the basket. Holman with another basket. Holman now with 14 of the 23 Benton points.
As the Suns have it across the timeline, Marlowe at the top. Robertson thinking about a 3, but he doesn't usually shoot those, and he's decided against it. Now has to find somebody and does get it to Ippinson. His pass tipped out of bounds. 1:31 left to go in the first period. 23-8 now. Benton up by 15 once again.
Another look at Rod Schertz, the head coach of the Benton Rangers. His ball club on the year at 25-7.
As the long free throw, or the long 3-point effort is too long for Brad Gooding. Out of bounds it goes. Benton gets it back. And quite frankly, this is not a very well played ball game so far. You've said, well, guys are tired coming to this game. Sometimes that changes as you get into the flow of the game.
Pretty well played by Benton, though.
Here's Kays, and the ball swatted out of bounds.
I agree with you that sometimes the play a little ragged. Turnovers have been a factor here in the ball game, but Benton's really been on a roll. They've got a lift out of Holman playing in the ball game, and Holman's gotten Benton off to a great start as they lead at 23-8.
Ball went off the Rangers, and now Ippinson has it slapped away by Kays, and the Suns are a little frustrated.
Ippinson there felt like he was fouled on the play, and I think Benton's just the aggressor early in the ball game. They've really taken it right at the Suns.
Pass up top to Marlowe. His driving shot rolls in, and they're in double digits now. 23-10, Benton on top, just less than a minute to go here in this opening period. Jason Tate in a bit of a jam, and the steal made by Marlowe, and he's fouled by Jason Tate, so the Suns starting to fire up a little bit. A lot of fouls here in the early going.
I think it's been Jason Marlowe. He's trying to fire up his ball club. He's so steady, and you know he plays with such a lot of heart. He's got a big heart out there. Marlowe's got 9 of the 10 points, and just look at Marlowe. Look at him work on the defensive end. Defense is hard work. Then back the other way, he was fouled on the play.
Nowhere to go for that pass as Ippinson threw it away. Johnson the other way, nice dish to Tate. He's too far under, but he comes back out. And without success on the layup, Ippinson ahead to Marlowe. Boy, Jason Marlowe is trying to bring his team back into this game all by himself. He now has 11 points, and the lead is down to 11. Final half minute of the period as JoJo misses from 3. The ball knocked out of bounds, and it does belong to the Suns.
Marlowe is really keeping his ball club in there. They just keep chipping away at that lead. Benton held a 15-point lead. Now they've chipped away back to 11, and give a lot of credit to Marlowe. Marlowe 11 of the 12 points for Southeastern.
Backdoor pass to Gooding. That's a nice pass from Ippinson, and the foul is called against the Rangers. They attacked the bucket with 12 seconds to go in the period, perhaps a bit early, but the play was there, and they took it, and they get themselves to the line.
Nice set play, too. A little give-and-go basketball, a little drop pass to Gooding, taking it strong to the glass, and then he was fouled on the play by JoJo Johnson. And
you see Souter checking into the ball game for the Suns, as going to the free throw line is Brad Gooding, the senior. That's his first point. And it's a 23-13 ball game now. The rebound for Jason Tate. Benton has plenty of time, especially with the ball in the hands of JoJo Johnson, who pulls up and misses the 3. And with 4 seconds to go now. The Suns have it. Can they get a shot away? From three-quarter court they do, and it's pretty darn close, but not close enough for the pleasure of Brad Gooding as he missed the long bomb, and the period comes to an end. 23-13. Benton has the advantage here through the first 8 minutes. One of your network sponsors is the Toyota Dealers of Illinois. Well, Benton has won a regional in 27 of the last 33 years, a great illustration of the success that program has had over a long period. And you see some other notes there about both of these teams. The only other Final Four appearance for Benton a long time ago. For Southeastern, well, they've never been here to the Elite Eight. Their first season here has turned out to be a pretty good one. They've made the Final Four and now looking for third place. As the new man in the game, Souder, had the ball for the Suns. He puts it up to the top. And here's Brad Gooding. Ippenson got it inside, and there's another whistle. And I think the foul was called on Brian Holman of Benton that time. That's 2 on him.
Gooding's very quick with the basketball once he catches down low. And Gooding is one of those types of players that can take you outside, hit the perimeter jumper, or also put it on the floor. That time he elected to take it strong to the glass, and he was fouled on the play.
Both teams already in the bonus here as we've just started the second period. Gooding with the free throw, and his team is within 9. Southeastern trailed by 15 not too long ago. Now the lead is 8. Championship game coming up. Findlay goes against Normal U High. Here's Kern looking over that zone. Finds the baseline, but threw it away as Holman couldn't handle the pass. This is Ippenson. He scooped it home.
Nice drive that time by Ippenson. And the Suns now on a 9-0 run, as it looked like Benton had everything going their way, and then the Suns were able to come right back on a 9-0 run.
15-point lead shaved to 6 as the ball has been knocked out of bounds, but in the process a foul whistled against the Suns as John Souder picks up his first.
You know, Benton got off to such a great start. That was because of the play off Brian Holman. He scored the first 9 points for Benton. And I think the Suns, they hadn't seen much of Brian Holman in this tournament. Really didn't know much about him. He got off to a quick start, but they've been able to battle back and claw their way back in. And now trail by only 7 as JoJo Johnson knocks down the first free throw.
Johnson now with 5 points. There didn't many for him. He scored 41 this afternoon, but as we pointed out, he's been doing a lot of other things in this game. Passing and rebounding it well. You saw Theron Dykeman check into the game. He's number 34 there for the Suns on the lane. The rebound off the miss for Ippenson, and here's Dykeman with the ball now. Souder for the Suns. High post pass Ippenson. And the bomb is on the way, and Gooding threw it too far. JoJo Johnson watches it go out of bounds, knowing it had been touched last by the Suns. Now another sub checking into the game. Back comes Marlowe. Well, both coaches surely will go deeper to their benches than they're used to going in this game, even if it does get closer and stay close.
Yeah, I think Mike Frey continues to go to his bench, just keeping some players in there with some fresh legs.
Brian Kern shovels it to Drew, who's back in now for Benton. Inside pass Holman, and the bomb by Kern. He had trouble, as Greg said, shooting it earlier today, but he has 8 points already in this game. His second three-pointer, and his team is back up by 10.
Stayed with the shot nicely there. Again, you know, when you get those shoulders squared up and you get those legs under you, you're a much better shooter. And Kern now 2 of 3 in the ball game from three-point range.
Marlowe tries to answer with a 3 and does. Big start for him. 14 for Jason Marlowe, who scored only 15 in the game this afternoon. And the lead back to 7. Here's the long one by Kays. The 15-footer off the mark. JoJo Johnson goes outside the three-point line and misses. Theron Dykeman gets it. Took 2 steps to get outside the three-point line to fire up that shot. Marlowe.
Yeah, Benton out of their man-to-man defense. Excuse me, Dick. They've gone to a 1-3-1 zone, and you know you got to find the shooters on the floor. And right there was Marlowe. You know, you got to get a hand in his face. You got to shade the good shooters. And Marlowe has been red hot. 7 of 9 from the floor. 17 points for Jason Marlowe.
He has all but 6 of his team's total. 27-23. 4-point lead for Benton. Down low it goes, and Holman traveled. There's a look at Brian Holman, who started this game with a flurry of buckets. He had his team up by 15, but now the difference is down to 4, and the Suns can close it further here.
With back-to-back three-point baskets by Jason Marlowe, I'd be very, very surprised if Benton didn't make another change defensively and go to some kind of a man-to-man. Benton with 7 turnovers and Southeastern with 3, and yeah, they've made that change. They went back to man-to-man.
Here's Marlowe, pull-up shot. He missed it, as you see, and the rebound for Benton. Drew has the basketball. Gets it back from Kays as the Rangers look to regain some balance here. This is Kern with a nifty move into the teeth of that 1-3-1 zone. He threw it behind JoJo Johnson. There's Rod Schertz. Where'd that 15-point lead go, says Coach Schertz.
I think Benton got a little complacent, a little lackadaisical when they got that big lead. They thought it was going to be easy, and that wasn't the case. The Suns just continue to battle back and play hard.
Marlowe's pass is tipped, but it still gets to Ippinson. His 8-footer off the mark, and JoJo Johnson has it for Benton. We got a whistle there.
I think he carried the basketball.
That's what we got, the whistle and the travel called against Benton's Rangers, JoJo Johnson. And now we'll get another official's timeout. 27-23, Benton leading the Southeastern Suns, who were down 15. They're right back in the picture right now. One of your network sponsors is milk. It does a body good. And the people who produce milk, the dairy farm families of Illinois and Wisconsin. Ground transportation for our crew is provided by Budget Rent-A-Car. Budget Rent-A-Car is right in your neighborhood with over 45 Chicagoland and Central Illinois locations. The smart money is on Budget. Suns have it down 4. This is Marlowe. And the rebound for Dykeman. He missed a great opportunity. A great battle for the next rebound, and I believe it's Ippinson who has drawn the foul. Great fight on the offensive glass by the Suns.
Boy, Ippinson all over the offensive glass, just working hard. And he's the type of player that's going to pick up every loose ball. Look at the battle inside. Ippinson right there gets it up on the glass, and he's fouled on the play.
And it is foul number 3 against Brian Holman.
Yeah, it's third personal foul on Holman.
That'll force him out of the ball game. We see Matt Harmon, 6'1" junior, who's played quite a bit in this tournament off the bench for Benton.
Well, I might add he's played very well. He has had a couple of starts in the tournament and has played very well.
Ippinson nails the free throw. The lead is down to 3. This is as close as this game has been since the very start. Jason Ippinson with another free throw. 2-point ball game. Jason Tate coming back for Benton. Out goes Brian Drew. And Brian Kern with it. To the baseline goes the pass, but Gooding is anticipating it very well, and back he comes.
Yeah, the Suns on a 17-4 run.
They were down 15 at one point. Dykeman traveled in the lane.
They trailed by as many as 15, and they fought back to within 2. Still 4:20 left here in the second quarter of action.
More substitutions. Now we see Chad Fuson, the senior, checking in. Brian Kern gets a rest. So for Benton right now, 3 starters on the floor. As it comes up top to Jason Tate. Into the teeth of the zone goes the pass, and the shot missed by Kays. Here comes Ippinson. The Suns have a chance to tie the score. Ippinson is tripped and fouled as he tried to make his pass to the baseline. Chad Fuson, I think. And more free throws are coming. We've had a bundle of those already in this ball game.
Ippinson with a dribble drive right there, and you're right. Fuson got a foot in there and picked up the personal foul. Ippinson quick with the basketball. The Suns playing very, very hard, very well in the comeback effort.
Ippinson nails the free throw. It's a 1-point game now.
This ball game's been a game of spurts, hasn't it? Benton a quick spurt to start the ball game, and then it's been the Suns on an 18-4 run.
2 big spurts as Ippinson misses the free throw. Benton still has the lead, but it's the slimmest possible lead as Tate gets it to the corner.
It's almost time for JoJo to light one up from 3-point range against this. They've extended that D now to 2-3 zone.
Here's the shot by Kays. He nails a 17-footer. That's Travis Kays' first basket, and a 3-point lead for the Rangers. The Suns attacking the bucket with a dribble drive by Gooding. He almost lost it. Jason Marlowe belly to belly with Jason Tate. Goes between two defenders, and a foul is called. Boy, he slips through defenders so quickly. That's a great play.
He's just so quick with the basketball. Looked like Tate had him bottled up on the inside, and then he was able to penetrate. Benton needed a little bit of help on the inside. You know, the help defense just didn't get there as Matt Harmon picks up the foul. Watch him slip in right here. See how he slips between Harmon and also Houston on the play? You know, the offensive players are always going to get that call. The defensive players playing a little D with their hands, and I think you're supposed to play D with your feet.
That's the way to do it, as Marlowe puts the lead back down to 2. Now, you can't reach, especially against a guy with Marlowe's quickness. You see, he's now surpassed his average points per game. He has 19 of them here in the first half. We still have 3:25 to go in the first stanza, and again, it's a 1-point difference.
Now, Marlowe had 25 points in his first ball game here at the Assembly Hall yesterday, and here this afternoon he only had 15, so he's having a big one here in the first half.
Pass to the baseline, a great one by JoJo Johnson. We've seen several of those from him. Chad Fusen, the beneficiary this time, and it's a 3-point Benton lead once again. Brad Gooding to Dykeman in the corner. Gooding takes it to the free throw line and does not get the roll. JoJo Johnson's been all over that glass. Here's another long pass by JoJo, maybe a little too long this time. Fusen couldn't get up in the air to get that one, and the Suns get it back, down by 3. Rod Schertz of the Benton Rangers in his second year, and what a second year it's been for him. 25 wins and 7 losses to this point, and a Final Four appearance here in the Class A tourney.
Man-to-man D out of Benton.
And Marlowe again is fouled. Jason Tate got in this time.
Marlowe just so quick. You got to take away the penetration. Benton up there so tight on him, Dick. You know, he's not going to hurt you from the outside. Back off of him a little bit. Take the penetration away from him. What he's really going to hurt you is at the foul line. You know, he's a good free throw shooter. In this ball game, he's 3 of 3 from the line, and on the year, he shot free throws at a 75% clip.
Well, he can make it 3, but boy, if you're going to let him beat you one way or the other, you better let him do it with his perimeter shooting. He's been to the line 3 times in this game, has made all 3. That's 11 fouls now against the Rangers. And we still have 2.5 minutes to go in the first half as Marlowe has his 20th point. Mike Frey's Suns are charging back here. They're within 2. And now it's a 1-point game. Kern back in the ball game. Has the basketball now. Travis Kay's in the corner, and this is Brian Kern. Chad Fusen, Kern open from 3, but that's well short of the target. Out of bounds it goes. 2:10 left in the half.
Well, JoJo Johnson really not looking to shoot the basketball on the offensive end. You know, they need for him to turn it up a little bit. Johnson with only 5 points, 1 of 6 from the floor, and the field goal he's made been a 3-point shot.
Dykeman to Gooding, and there's a good backdoor pass. Dykeman inside, but he traveled before he could get that ball up off the glass. And Dykeman having a little trouble digesting that call. And Benton comes back the other way with a 1-point lead.
Well, the pass was right there, too. Dykeman just had problems catching and finishing the play.
An aggressive play by Jason Marlowe, but it prompts a foul against him. Number 1 on Marlowe. Both teams in the bonus, so we'll get more free throws here with 1:49 left in the half. Brian Kern from the line this year, only 50%. He's a pretty good perimeter shooter, and so that free throw percentage may be a bit surprising, but he gets that one. And the lead is 2 for the Rangers. The Rangers have been ahead all the way, but their once 15-point lead had melted to 1. Now it's 2, and the effort to make it 3 is unsuccessful by Kern. Robertson with a rebound. And Brian Gooding gets it to Marlowe. Dykeman on the left side. Marlowe, who likes to go to his right, gets it to Ippenson. 16-footer partially blocked. Robertson with the follow.
Robertson, good work inside.
Left-handed shot. And it's tied up now for the first time since we were scoreless. Kern has it. This is Chad Fusen in the left corner. Just over a minute to play now in the first half. There's the pass down low and a couple of shot fakes and a good play by Matt Harmon off the pass from Fuson. The two reserves hook up and put Benton back on top by 2. 34-32 the score. A minute left now in the first period. Marlowe at the wing. Great move by Kern, and then looking to draw the foul, and I think he did.
I think the foul's going to be on JoJo Johnson. But was it a shooting opportunity? Was he in the act of shooting, or are they going to give him a 1-and-1 opportunity? I think that's the question, Dick.
It is a 1-and-1. He was fouled before he got into his shooting motion, and so Marlowe here will try to continue his string of free throws. He's made 5 straight, missed that time, so he doesn't get the second one. The rebound by Kays. It's still a 2-point lead Benton. Here's JoJo, somebody with him. He finds him, and Fuson makes the basket. Another assist by JoJo Johnson. How many of those does he have in this game?
Well, that's a great look that time by Johnson. For Johnson, that's 4 assists in the ballgame.
And a steal by Kern. Benton's lead is 4 as Brian tries to make it 6. He does not, but the follow by Harmon, and Benton back up by 6 points.
Harmon stayed with it nicely. Kern had the layup, and a lot of times you see players just assume that the guy's going to make that shot, but Harmon didn't do that. Stayed right with it, got the shot to go.
And now yet another whistle and another foul. Brian Kern called for this one. Benton up 38-32, and more free throws for the Suns.
A lot of fouls being called here in the first half, huh?
If you like to watch free throws, you've come to the right place. There's been some other good action too, though.
12 fouls on Benton, 9 fouls on the Suns.
Marlowe 5 out of 6 from the line, now 5 for 7. Benton has the rebound, still 17 seconds to play. Plenty of time here for the Rangers to do something, but not that way, as the steal and basket is for Marlowe. Since he didn't get the free throws, he figured he better get them another way, and he did, and the lead is down to 4, and the clock is down to 4 seconds as the shot is fired short by Fuson. Ippinson rebounds it, and Robertson's heave at the buzzer is too late. It would not have counted. It hit the front of the rim, but the throw was just a tick late anyway. Well, Benton leads it 38-34 after our first half. The Rangers up early by 15, but they settle for a 4-point lead here halfway through this third-place contest. Championship game ahead between Findlay and Normal U-High. They'll play for the Class A title. Neither school has won the Class A championship before. Normal, in fact, has not been to the Final Four since 1915, and this is Findlay's first year ever in the Elite Eight. So we await that action, but right here it's the third-place game and a 4-point lead for the Benton Rangers. Let's go now to Joe Passion.
All right, thanks very much, Dick. Roger, going to the halftime, and where do you tell the kids to keep them coming out strong in the second half?
Well, we started the ball game awfully strong, Joe, and we let them right back into the ball game. We must do a much better job defensively, and they're penetrating, getting inside, getting some easy buckets. We have to make some adjustments. There's no question about that. And I think on the offensive end, we have to make some adjustments, get the ball back inside like we did the first few minutes of the ball game.
All right, Rod, go get them. Thank you very much. And we will be back with more from Assembly Hall right after this timeout from our network sponsors.
Four-point lead for the Benton Rangers here at the half. They were up by 15, but a great job by Jason Marlowe to kind of will his team back into that picture in the first half, Greg.
Well, Marlowe had a splendid first half. He was outstanding, had 23 points in the first half, and it looked like Benton was going to be able to put this ball club away early. They led, as you mentioned, by 15 points, but there's no quit in this basketball team from Southeastern. They just hung in there tough, clawed away at the lead, actually tied the ball game up at 32-all. Looking at what Benton was able to do offensively early in the ball game, it was Holman on the inside. It was a quick start by Holman, scored 9 quick points. He leads Benton in scoring the first half with 14. He went to the bench with foul problems, and Benton defensively, I thought Benton was very, very soft. They really didn't get much done on the defensive end after they built that big lead.
And defense has been a problem for both teams. That possibly a reflection of the fact that they're tired. They played big games earlier this afternoon. I think not only tired physically, but tired emotionally.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think both ball clubs may be a little bit tired, but they're both playing under basically the same circumstances. They're playing for third place. It's time to fire up. They've got 2 quarters of basketball left to play, and if you're a senior, that may be all you've got left in terms of your high school career, and you may not play after high school, Dick, so I think you've got to fire up and play a little bit. But defensively, maybe I disagree with you a little bit. I thought the Suns got it done defensively for one reason. They were able to hold JoJo Johnson to only 5 points in the first half.
And that is what got them back in the game. They fell down by 15, did not play very good defense to that point. When they got back in it, Jason Marlowe not only did it with his offense, but he made some steals and made it happen defensively.
Well, defensively, I thought the Suns did a good job of changing up defenses. They give you a lot of different looks on the defensive end, Dick. And Jason Marlowe, he can't play much better than he did in the first half. He's going to need a little help, though, in the second half if the Suns expect to win the basketball game.
8-point lead, or a 4-point lead for the Rangers. 38-34 is the count here at the intermission. We'll be back with more here from the Assembly Hall in just a bit as we return after these local messages.
We are back at Assembly Hall. It's halftime, and the Benton Rangers in the locker room with a 4-point lead here over Southeastern. Joe Passion back with you down on the floor and being joined by Robert Leiniger, who is the state superintendent of schools here in Illinois. And we have such a fun time talking about all the other extracurricular activities that schools are involved in, like the band, like cheerleaders. And where do you find the importance of all those activities in the educational process on the high school level?
Well, the more you can get people involved, and you notice this band gets the whole place involved. Cheerleaders get them involved. We have debate teams. We have spelling bees, and I think the more you can get people involved in the community, the better off the local schools are going to be.
Well, you were telling me about when you were in high school. Now, Robert has been to all the state tournaments since 1954. You missed 1 year.
Except one. That's right. Since I was a sophomore in high school.
So of course, the value of it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in your position. I find it very interesting, Robert, that even though the financial cuts to a lot of schools throughout the state are happening, communities are rallying to support them.
Well, in a lot of communities today, the costs of extracurricular activities are being borne by parents' clubs, booster clubs, community clubs. So I think that points out the importance to a community that the school has things going on down at the schoolhouse that are extracurricular.
I also enjoyed talking to some of the people who graduated years ago. Your most memorable high school time, something that you thought really helped your educational process, that was a lot of fun too.
Oh, it was a lot of fun, and it was a basketball. It was my basketball coach and our basketball team. I mean, my kids still get tired of hearing the stories over and over and over again about some of the experiences that we had, and you remember them for the rest of your life.
Robert, thanks so much for being with you.
Thank you.
We'll see you again.
Thank you.
All right, Robert Leiniger, the Illinois State Superintendent of Schools, and we will be back with more of the second half of this Class A consolation game right after this timeout and these words from our local stations.
38-34 in favor of the Benton Rangers here. We're at halftime of our third place game. It'll be Findlay and Normal U High to follow, and Jim Albrecht and Greg Sterick will have the call of that one for you. An entertaining first half, a lot of free throws shot, but a lot of other things happening as well, Greg Sterick.
Well, there was a lot of outstanding basketball played in the first half. I know both ball clubs may appear to be a little bit tired, but we still had some outstanding highlights in the first half.
Well, let's check our halftime game stats, brought to you by Milk. It does a body good. Enjoy real dairy products. Look for the real seal in your grocer's dairy case. We're going to check the halftime highlights first of all before we get to those stats, and there were, as we said, Greg, some good ones.
Well, the first we saw was Holman knocking down a jumper, and that shot there was a JoJo Johnson three-pointer from the outside, and then you're going to also have an opportunity to see Holman work on the inside again, and Brian Holman has been tough in the first half for the Benton Rangers, and right there's Holman. He slips in. Holman, good body control, gets it up on the glass, and Holman gets a nice basket there.
Well, there were some good things happening as well for the Suns, as we're going to see Jason Ippenson here make quite a play.
Well, he makes a great drive right here. Good body control, gets it up on the window, and that's a big basket right there as Ippenson was able to get the basket.
And how about JoJo Johnson's passing ability?
Well, great look inside right there. Fusen slips in on the baseline, the alley-oop pass from JoJo, and it was finish time for Fusen. Square up jumper right there, short. There's the big fella with he's a southpaw, the left hand. Robertson gets the layup in the lane, and that tied the ball game. Look at Marlowe. Look, work on the defensive end. Jason Marlowe, brilliant first half. Great steal, great finish by Jason Marlowe. Marlowe in the first half has 23 points to lead the way for the Suns.
And the record, by the way, for most points in a half, 31 by Jay Scheidler of Lawrenceville, so he fell only 8 points short of that. Let's look at those halftime stats now, Greg.
Well, when you look at the stats there, Benton shoots 14 of 28, 50%. Southeastern at 34%, 10 of 29. Three-point field goals. Benton with the edge there. Three-point field goals. Free throw line. Both ball clubs spent a lot of time at the line. Southeastern 12 of 19, 7 of 11 for Benton. Rebounds about even. Turnovers. Benton there with 12 turnovers and only 6 for Southeastern.
Well, our man Joe Passion is with Mike Frey of the Southeastern Suns. Let's see what they have on their mind, Joe.
All right, thanks very much, Dick. Mike, give us an idea of what went on in the locker room. You got back into the game. How do you intend to get back on top of the game?
Well, we told our kids that they've got to go out and do some team things and quit trying to do things on their own. I thought early everybody was trying to carry the team, and then we kind of got into some offensive rhythm and executed a little bit, and now we just got to go play.
We'll get him, Coach. Have a great second half, and we will send it in the meantime back over to center court to Dick and Greg.
As we get set, Joe, for the start of half number 2, Benton leads it by 4. We'll return after these local messages. Transportation provided by Budget Rent-A-Car. Budget Rent-A-Car is right in your neighborhood with over 45 Chicagoland and Central Illinois locations. The smart money is on Budget. We are underway here in the third period. Quickly, the Benton Rangers get it to Travis Hayes, and he enlarges the lead to a half dozen for Benton here in the third place game of the Class A 1992 Illinois High School basketball tourney. Jason Marlowe, who had 23 in the first half, gets the assist there as Ippenson scores the basket. It's a potential three-point play.
Well, a tough shot right there, too, by Ippenson, able to lean back towards that lane area, and it was soft off the glass. And it's a nice two-pointer that time by Jason Ippenson, and now it's a four-point ball. And look how he has to lean away from the defender there, and then gets a little kiss off the glass and count the basket for Ippenson. He's at the line looking to complete the three-point play.
Hayes committed the foul.
And Ippenson misses that free throw, and so he didn't complete that play. The lead is down to 4 after the 2-point play as JoJo Johnson has it. Inside to Holman, and his layup won't go. And the rebound for the Suns. Gooding with it. 40-36, each team with a basket here in the first half. Here's Ippenson from long range. He nailed the 3, and the lead is down to 1 at 40-39. Jason Ippenson has all 5 of his team's points here in the period. Holman to Kern. JoJo for 3. He only has the 1 3-pointer in this game. And Gooding finds Marlowe. His pull-up 14-footer, a tough shot, and a whistle on the rebound effort. And we have another foul, this time against the Suns of Southeastern. Jason Ippenson picks up his second, first against the Suns here in the half. Each team with 1 foul here. We're a minute into the second half, and Benton with a 1-point lead in the ball. Kern deals his way through traffic. This is Kays, and he hits the 18-footer. 2 baskets for him here in the third period. Kays stayed with the shot nicely. May have been fouled on the play by Marlowe. Kays stayed right with it, knocked down the jumper.
This is Marlowe into Ippenson. Suns down 3 as Ippenson gets 2 of them back. 3 baskets for him, Greg, in the first minute and a half of the half.
I don't know what he did at halftime, but he's come out with a new life, and here in the second half.
Suns have really spurted on occasion in this game as Kern dumps it low to Holman. Good pass by Brian Kern, and that's Holman's first basket in quite a while. He now has 16 as the Benton lead is back to 3. Gooding almost lost control of it. Ippenson passes, and a great feed to Long, who missed the layup. I don't think Long was expecting the pass. He was thinking shot was on the way. And that did not help in his effort to catch that pass as JoJo misses another one. Here's Kays from 16. And a whistle on the rebound effort. Maybe Johnson called for this one. If so, it's his third. JoJo Johnson, the second Benton player to pick up his third, if we look at it again.
A good kick out there. Kays with a shot from the outside, and there's the battle on the inside. And JoJo looked like he had inside position there on the play.
Now back to live action. This is Marlowe creating, as he does so often off the dribble, his first second half field goal. It's down to a 1-point difference again. Benton still on top. 25 now for Jason Marlowe. The bomb by Kern just inside the 3-point line, and the Suns have a chance to get the lead. It would be their first lead in this game. They climbed a pretty big hill. They were down 15 at one point. Marlowe at the right baseline. He tried to draw the foul there. His shot didn't get to the bucket, and now there is a foul called, but it's going to go the other way. And Jason Marlowe has been tagged with his second.
Now there was the push right there by Jason Marlowe. He's trying to create something right there and really didn't have anything right there. Kays a good job of shutting off the baseline. Marlowe gave Kays a little push, and then Holman decided the basketball belonged to him.
Drew in for Benton as the bomb by Kern from 3 is good. Brian Kern's third 3-point field goal. And it's 47-44, a 4-point lead for Benton after the 3-point basket by Kern. Marlowe to Ippenson. And another foul. I believe it's Travis Kays, who has picked up his third. He has 2 of those here in the recent going. And 3 Benton players now with 3 fouls apiece. Kays, Holman, and Johnson as we get an official's timeout. 4:39 left in period number 3. It's Benton 47, and the Southeastern Suns have been, it seems, climbing back all game long. They've never been able to get the lead, but they're only down 4. One of your network sponsors is Radisson Suites.
Down here on the floor with Julie Ippenson, the twin sister of Jason on the floor. Quick twin story.
We did things when we were little together, and we still do. We try to irritate each other when we get mud in his truck hot by.
What about all the practice you girls put in? You see these guys get so much attention. Does it bother you?
No, we love to give out our effort to them because we love supporting them because they're such a good basketball team.
You guys do such a great job down here on the sidelines. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
All right, let's send it back now down on the floor where the game is going on.
Where JoJo Johnson has scored for Benton to increase their lead to 6. The Rangers have the ball back now after a miss by the Suns, and here's JoJo again.
And he's short. Boy, his shooting has been off in this one. He has just 2 field goals. He tries for his 3rd and won't get the roll. Ippinson has it for the Suns. Well, JoJo scored 41 this afternoon. He can afford to let some of his teammates do the work here this evening. As Drew ran through the screen and fouled Ippinson.
Well, in this ball game, JoJo Johnson's 2 of 11 from the floor. Good look here. Drew up, putting the pressure right there. Ippinson with the pick. Drew just runs over him. A good call that time, the official. JoJo Johnson, 2 of 11 in this ball game. And this afternoon, he was 15 of 42 from the floor.
Here's the drive and the basket by Jason Marlowe. That was beautiful. He has 27 points now. And as you see, Marlowe goes down to the floor and is hurting.
Yeah, Marlowe hit the deck pretty hard after the shot. And he's such a battler. His hands bothering him, and he's got a jammed finger already. And watch him go right there strong to the glass. And there was gets it up on the glass, a nice 2-pointer, and then he hits the deck hard. Marlowe's going to have to he's going to have to come out of the ball game.
Possibly jamming his finger as he tried to protect himself with his hand there, making the fall. John Sauter in for the Suns. Here's Drew with it for Benton. 3 by Kern is off the mark. And the rebound for Hamilton of the Suns. Well, it's a 4-point ball game. The Suns down 6 a moment ago. Got the bucket from Marlowe to close it to 4. They look for more here. Ippinson's 15-footer will not do the job. Brian Holman finds Brian Kern. 3:11 to play in the 3rd period. And Benton leading all the way in this one, but it's been close here most of the way, except for the early part of the ball game. Kern penetrates a little bit and dumps it to the wing. Drew skips the pass back to the left. JoJo Johnson, a pull-up 3. There we go. That's what we're used to seeing from him.
Well, that's just a good one-on-one move. He's able to freeze the defender, took the ball through his leg, then squared up, knocked down the 3. Benton now a 7-point advantage.
You see it there, 52-45 for the Rangers. Here's the nice bounce pass to Ippinson. A great move around his man, but the layup wouldn't fall for him. And Drew gets the rebound. JoJo Johnson almost lost it. Hey, now there is a loose ball and a scramble, and he's going to wind up with it. It's Drew who will do it, as his right-handed layup will not go, but a charging foul called anyway against the offensive player, Brian Drew. That's 4 on him. Player control foul, so no free throws.
Now, JoJo a little careless with the basketball there, and then JoJo back after the ball's on the floor. Drew comes up with a loose ball right there. A little out of control. The shot doesn't go, and Drew gets the charging foul. But good work that time by Brian Drew with his steal. Drew picks up his 4th personal foul. The Rangers now in some foul trouble.
This is Jason Marlowe and Brad Gooding. Marlowe finds Gooding open in the corner. His 3-pointer is a little bit short. Holman with the rebound. Benton up 7 now, looking for more. JoJo Johnson for 3, and he's a little short on a nice rebound by Brian Hamilton, and then he's fouled as soon as he comes back down to the floor. Travis Kays got him, and Benton is going to begin losing players here soon. Drew picked up his 4th moments ago, and now Travis Kays has 4 fouls.
And Johnson and Holman also playing with 3 personal fouls. Look at Travis Kays picking up his 4th personal foul.
Well, you expect a lot of play off the bench in a 3rd-place game. That may be quite necessary for the Benton Rangers here before we finish up, as Bryce Carney is in right now. Matt Harmon also in the game for Benton. Up at the top, Jason Marlowe. Nice pass down low, and it's Long looking for the basket. He draws a foul instead. And it's JoJo Johnson who is on camera there, but Bryce Carney is the one who picked up the foul, his first. JoJo was there, and I feared for a moment it was his 4th.
Yeah, I think Long just was able to beat Carney on the dribble drive, and Carney left his feet and leaned in to Long, and Long's at the line.
And he makes the free throw, his first point of this game. He averages 10.5 per contest coming into the tournament. He slices the lead to 6. There's a look at the foul problems, particularly for Benton, as the free throw for Long closes the lead to 5 points. Here's JoJo Johnson looking over that 1-3-1 zone used by the Southeastern Suns. Brian Kern
Good ball handler, gets it to JoJo. He shoots off the pass, shot it very quickly and shot it errantly. Holman with the offensive rebound effort. Now JoJo Johnson, and he counts it. He now has 12, 7 of those here in the third period. It's 54-47 Benton with 1:06 to play in the quarter. Oh, a bomb here for Gooding, and that's way off the mark. Hit nothing but the glass. And Kern the other way for Benton. Into the paint, does it himself, and it's a 9-point lead. How about the drive by Brian Kern?
Good drive that time by Kern. JoJo a nice follow on the last possession. That time it was Kern. Takes it coast to coast, slips in between 2 defenders, and gets a nice basket. Now Benton back on top by 9.
Long to Gooding. Marlowe up top to Brad Gooding. Nice pass from Gooding inside, and floating to the basket is Ippenson. Good spin move by Jason Ippenson. He has 15 now, the lead down to 7. And we're in the final half minute, as you see, of the third period of our third place game. Kern and Johnson. And now Brian Kern gets it back to JoJo. As the Rangers here will wait for the final shot. Kern threw it away, though, as Carney flashed out. The pass went behind him. 5 seconds left. That's enough time for the Suns to create something here as Rod Schertz plans his defense.
I think you got to set your defense and keep the ball away from Marlowe, because he's got time to take it the length of the floor and get a shot.
He's got it now. He's across the half-court line all the way to the goal. The shot away in time, no good, but we did have a whistle there. Or did we? No. No foul called, and that ends the third period.
Yeah, they're going to get a foul on Jason Marlowe. Marlowe with the charge. It was Holman that took the charge for Benton, and it will be Jason Marlowe with a foul, and Marlowe picks up his 3rd personal foul as we close the third quarter.
The period comes to an end with Benton on top by 7. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. Our game summary is brought to you by the Toyota dealers of Illinois. I love what you do for me, Toyota.
Holman scored the first 9 points of the game. Benton leads in rebounding 33-26. Marlowe 27 points. Ippenson 9 points here in the second half.
And the miss there by Hamilton of the Suns. Hamilton gets a second chance and takes advantage of that. Brian Hamilton's first field goal. The lead down to 5 as we start the final 8 minutes of the third place game. A pass from Johnson down to the baseline again. Boy, he's been accurate with those long, almost half-court passes. Holman received it, and another foul.
Well, JoJo's such a good passer. Benton players know that when JoJo got the basketball in his hands, you better look for the pass. Most of the time, possibly he's going to shoot the basketball, but this ball game here, we've seen another side of JoJo Johnson. He just got it all. He's got the complete package.
Randy Long's 4th foul. Benton puts it in play. Brian Kern to Johnson, about a 21-footer, right through the heart of the basket. He has 15 now, and he's put Benton up by 8. And that's the biggest Ranger lead here in the second half.
You know, the shot selection of JoJo in this ball game is, it's just been excellent. That's been really the difference. JoJo 5 of 16 from the floor, 3 of 11 from three-point territory. But, I like the shot selection. He's done a good job distributing the basketball. His shot selection has been very, very good here.
Carney out, Jason Tate back in for Benton. Of course, he took 42 shots in the semifinal game this afternoon. As the shot here from the corner is no good by Ippenson. JoJo Johnson has a flock of rebounds in this contest as well. There's one more. And now he fires the bomb, and it rolls off for him, but the rebound for Harmon, who missed it. Let's try it again, Matt. No, he won't get the opportunity as he was fouled. Harmon upset with himself. As the whistle blown against Jason Marlowe, and that's his 4th foul.
Harmon did a good job really staying with it. The shot goes up by Johnson from the outside, and it's a battle inside. Watch the board work right there by Harmon. Stays with it, pump fake. Feel sorry for him. The shot just won't go. Wanted to take it back up again. He's very upset with himself. They did get that second chance opportunity to fall.
His team up by 8, and he can increase the margin here. He has a couple of field goals in this game. A good look at Matt Harmon, who misses the free throw opportunity. He'll get one more. Waiting in the wings, Findlay and Normal U-High. As you see there, Marlowe among several players in this game. A handful of players anyway, with 4 fouls as Harmon misses both. Still an 8-point lead for the Rangers, and the Suns by far not out of the game. Marlowe finds a teammate open in the corner. Gooding can't cash it in. Jason Tate the other way for Benton. 3-on-2 opportunity. Here's a nice pass inside. Holman is fouled from behind. Jason Tate with a good look down to his teammate Brian Holman, who gets himself to the free throw line.
Yeah, I like the way Tate was able to take care of the basketball. Always with his head up, looking to deliver the pass. Holman was there, running the floor very well. Holman fouled on the play, and so Holman's going to have a chance to go to the free throw line.
Foul was whistled against Brad Gooding, his first, and we have a timeout called. 59-51, Benton on top. We have 6:39 left to play in our third place game. One of your network sponsors is the Toyota Dealers of Illinois. 59-51 Benton, but as you see, plenty of time left. Holman will try to add to the Ranger lead. There are the finals of the semi-final games in the Public League playoffs today. Chicago King, I'm told, came from behind in the final minute to win that one. And another one-point game, Westinghouse topping Taft.
Both those ball games went to the wire, one in OT, but both of them one-point basketball games.
So King and Westinghouse will play for the chance to play here next weekend in the Class AA tourney. And of course, you'll be seeing all of those games on these stations along the IHSA television network. They play in the Public League Championship game. King and Westinghouse do tomorrow. Ippenson's baseline jumper, no, and Holman has the rebound. He made both of the free throws to increase the lead to 10, but now he's lost the basketball, so the Suns get it back.
Rod Schertz up and yelling some words of encouragement to his Benton Rangers.
Pass in the lane. Ippenson gets a good shot out of it. Jason Ippenson has come alive here in the second half. 11 of his 17 after the intermission, and his team hanging in there within 8 points. Jason Tate now with it against the Suns zone. Baseline pass. Here's Harmon. Yeah, Matt Harmon, who was so frustrated after missing that layup earlier, gets the basket there. A 10-point lead again for the Rangers. Marlowe, great pass into long, but Harmon recovers defensively, forces a tough shot. Who's going to get the rebound? Who else? JoJo Johnson. He's been all over the boards all day long, and a great pass on the run to Harmon, who couldn't handle it cleanly. Otherwise, he would have had a layup. And now, lane violation is the call against the Benton Rangers. JoJo Johnson, the guy they say who was in the lane too long. Here are the Suns now. Jason Marlowe to Brad Gooding. Randy Long with it. Down low to Ippenson. The 5 senior starters on the floor for the Suns as the pull-up shot here by Marlowe won't go. Hamilton with a great rebound.
Good work inside that time by Hamilton. The Suns now cut the Benton lead down to 8. Nice rebound inside by Hamilton.
These Suns players, the 5 seniors, won state championships as 7th and 8th graders. They couldn't quite do it as 12th graders. As the Benton shot is errant, the Suns come back looking to close the lead a little bit more here. This is Jason Marlowe, second leading scorer in the tournament coming into this final round. The bomb by Gooding won't go, and Holman couldn't hang on to the rebound.
Well, Gooding just can't find the range. Gooding's 0 of 11 from the floor, 0 of 5 with threes.
He had a pretty good game against Normal U-High this afternoon. Hit 4 three-point baskets in that one. Here's the pass to Gooding. He'll try again. There we go.
Finally, and it's a big one.
All you had to do was mention that he was 0 for 11, Greg. And he said, hey, I'm not going to let Sterick say that about me. I'll change that situation.
I'll make it 1 for 12.
That's a little better. It does sound better, doesn't it?
Got a better ring to it.
Yeah. Kern driving and putting it up there and rolling it no good. He gets it back, and the ball saved in, but not in time by the Benton player, Drew. He was on the end line.
You know, there's still plenty of time left. Benton's got to get the job done on the defensive end. You know, speaking of having a little better ring to it, it's a better ring to it when you get 3rd instead of 4th, isn't it? That's what these ball players are playing for. They're playing for 3rd place.
And they're playing pretty hard as Ippenson misses the 15-footer. The rebound, scrap for Ippenson. Well, there's an example of how hard playing. Ippenson with a great effort to save it in. Unfortunately, he didn't get there quite in time.
Yeah, for Southeastern, you know, they've had a tremendous year. An overall record, 32-1. Their only loss came this afternoon.
And they try to finish the season with a win here, but they're going to have to come from behind to do it. Brian Curran to the corner, and a great pass inside from Kays to Holman, but a big-time block prevents the basket.
Hamilton with the block.
Marlowe with it now. Pulled up 13-footer. He drew the foul, although he missed the shot. 3:59 left. The Suns down 5 now have the opportunity to get a little closer as Jason Marlowe will go to the line after foul number 3 against Brian Kern.
You know, once again, Marlowe on that penetration. When he's able to work and create and penetrate, he always gets a little hang time, too. When he gets it up inside in that lane area, Marlowe's had 27 points, make it 28. 23 of them came in the first half. And a look at Mike Frey, the coach of Southeastern.
Jason Marlowe has done pretty well from the free throw line, although he did miss that one. And Holman able to save the rebound in as he walked the tightrope there. JoJo Johnson. Baseline move, contact there, no call, and Johnson puts it down as he bumped with Brad Gooding. JoJo now has 17. A dozen of those have come in the second half, and Benton back up by 6. Every time the Suns make a little move, the Rangers answer. And we're down to 3:38 left here in the third place game. Marlowe across the top, stumbling a bit, now turning, and he'll be called for a walk before the basket.
A good call by the official. Felt like he shuffled his feet on that play.
So the Rangers still on top. They have never trailed in this game. JoJo falling down, keeping his dribble, and they're going to call the foul on Brian Hamilton, who seems amazed by the call. On Hamilton, that's 3. Both teams are once again in the bonus. And it'll be JoJo Johnson back at the line. He's 2 for 4 from the stripe so far this evening. The free throw is good. Johnson being pursued by several Division I schools, including Iona, Southern Illinois. Murray State is interested. Indiana, we're told, was interested early on. Second free throw, no good, but Brian Holman cleans up. Nice play by Holman, who has 20 points in his first game here at the Assembly Hall, and it's a 9-point lead now for the Rangers as Marlowe comes back trying to get 2 of those back, and he'll get his chance from the free throw line.
You know, Holman's had such a nice ball game. It would have been nice to see Benton if they could have matched up, you know, maybe against Finley with Holman in the lineup. Because one thing in Holman, you know, it gives you a little different look. He's at 6'5", and you know, the 2 good players, the 2 good inside players of Finley they were just so tough on Benton, the 2 players inside. Don't you think Benton's a much better basketball team with Holman in the lineup?
Yeah, he's another weapon, and he makes JoJo Johnson that much better because the defense has to pay a little attention to Brian Holman.
Yeah, I agree.
Free throws make it 68-61. Benton's lead is 7. Here's JoJo Johnson. And Brian Holman at the baseline will get it back to his buddy JoJo. Now the pass tipped, but Johnson gets it and misses the 3, and the rebound for Hamilton, who's been tough on the boards here. He had that big block shot, and he's had a lot of rebounds. Brian Hamilton having a good final game in a Suns uniform. Jason Marlowe to the high post. Ippenson of a duck under move and a scoop layup that wouldn't fall. Brian Holman. Ippenson battling him hard, but Holman able to punch the ball ahead. Now JoJo Johnson has it right in front of our vantage point here, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Who knocked it out? It was knocked out, we're told, by Benton, and the Suns will get the possession. Well, 2:32 to go. Benton on top by 7 points over the Southeastern Suns as we look at our American Airlines player of the game. American Airlines and American Eagles, something special in the air.
Well, it's Brian Holman with 20 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 of 10 from the floor. American Eagle, American Airlines player of the game, Brian Holman.
We have a stoppage of play here. It's 68-61. Benton up by 7 with 2:32 to go. Let's go to our man Joe Passion, who is with another Johnson.
Well, everyone has been talking about JoJo Johnson. His father, Danny Johnson, played in the #1 state-ranked Benton team back in 1967. What's it like, Danny, for you to watch your son play in a role that you had so many years ago?
it's been a lot of great memories and a lot of great situations, and so many of the things I went through, I've been able to relate to Joe and tell him things to look for and things to happen, and he's always responded well, and we've had a good relationship.
The question everyone has been asking me, where is JoJo Johnson going to college to play basketball and study in class?
At this stage of the game, we absolutely have no idea. Iona's recruiting him, South Carolina, and Murray State's high on the list. And his mother and I are really pushing for Southern. But Southern didn't give us a good vibration when they came and recruited him, didn't think a whole lot of him, or didn't give us the right incentive. And so Joe's kind of down on Southern, but his mother and I are still pushing for Southern.
All right, go Salukis. Thanks very much, Danny. Danny Johnson, the father of JoJo, and let's go back down on the floor.
As the Suns have just thrown it away, Joe, and it's appropriately enough JoJo Johnson who made the steal after your conversation with his dad. Here's Travis Kays, and he's fouled from behind by Ippinson, as Benton now has the ball with that 7-point lead and 2:23 to play.
Well, when Joe's father, Danny Johnson, played high school basketball, he played for Rich Herron in high school. Rich Herron now is the head basketball coach at Southern Illinois University. He spent a lot of time as the coach of the Benton Rangers, 25 years in the high school ranks, and Coach Herron now at Southern Illinois University. The high school ranks 616 wins.
Well, he brought a few Benton teams to this place as Kays hits the free throw, and it's 69-61, Rangers by 8.
And a lot of people like to compare JoJo to his father, Danny Johnson. I played against Danny Johnson. Danny Johnson was a tremendous basketball player, an outstanding career when he went to Western Kentucky.
He played for the team that finished third in the NCAA tournament there a few years ago. Free throws for Travis Kays build the Benton lead to 9. Randy Long with it for the Suns. He moves inside and will not get the roll as we have more contact down underneath that bucket, and yet another foul is called. It will result in free throws here for Drew. Or is it? No, I'm sorry. The foul is against Brian Drew, and he leads the game with 5 fouls. He's the first to foul out. A bunch of other people hanging around with 4. But Brian Drew leads the contest, and the free throws will be coming here for Brad Gooding, who is the one bumped on the rebound effort. Gooding with a half dozen points. He's 3 for 3 from the line. His team not out of it yet, down by 9, as his free throw cuts the lead to 8.
Gooding's really struggled though shooting the basketball. 1 of 12 from the floor, 1 of 6 from three-point territory. He's a much better shooter than that.
Well, as you see there, he has missed 1 free throw this evening, and now he's made 5, and the lead is 7 points, 70-63. Ryan Kern with it for the Rangers. Here's Jason Tate. He checked into the game when Drew fouled out. JoJo Johnson has it now. Bounce pass into Kays rather, and he's fouled before he can get up with that shot. And so back we go to the free throw line. Brian Hamilton has picked up his 4th.
Well, a lot of free throws shot in the ball game for Southeastern. They're 20 of 29 from the line, and for Benton, they're 12 of 19 from the line. So a lot of free throws shot in the ball game.
Our play of the game brought to you by DuPont Herbicides, the DuPont Total Post Program, flexible control at a competitive new price. Here it is.
Good look at Jason Marlowe. He's had a tremendous basketball game. Another penetration move there, gets it up on the glass and gets a nice 2-pointer. Marlowe's been everywhere in this basketball game, and he leads all scorers with 30 points in the game.
As Travis Kays made the first free throw while you were looking at the play of the game, and now he cashes in the second one, and it's back to a 9-point lead for Benton. We've been kind of on hold here with Benton leading by between 2 and 9 points pretty much the entire game. They did lead by 15 early, and the Suns charged back to within 2, and in fact tied the game at one juncture. But Benton regaining the lead, and they've held it ever since. As going to the free throw line here, Jason Marlowe, who's very familiar with that free throw line. This will be his 11th or his 12th attempt of the game coming up here. And it's not a successful one, so we're still at 72-63. Benton with the advantage and the basketball as we come down to the final 100 seconds of the third place contest. The ball was tipped out of bounds there by the Suns. Benton will put it in play.
Southeastern does such a good job changing up their defense. They give you so many different looks, a 1-3-1 trap, a 2-1-2, man-to-man pressure, 1-2-2 full court press. And, you know, that's been really the key for Mike Frey's ball club throughout the year. The way they've been able to change up their defenses. They've got some outstanding players on the offensive end, but to get a record of 32-1 coming into this ball game here tonight, you got to get it done, don't you, Dick, on the defensive end?
Well, let's see what we can hear in the Suns huddle as we listen in with Mike Frey.
Now you got, when you're matched up, if your man can dribble, you got to play the ball soft. See if we can get a 5-second count or get a steal. We got to match up with them. Everybody's got a matchup man. We got to come down and get something quick. We can't piddle around on offense. So just come down and see what you can get. New transition to get you something. Look at new transition. We're 9 down. We need to go right now. Let's go. We're ready.
And we go to Rod Schertz in the Benton huddle now.
9 points. Let's get a bucket right here. Go up 11. We play 50 on the defense down here. They got to come at you. You got to lift some threes. Get a hand up in their face. Don't box out. Want a shot here. Let's get a good shot. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go, baby.
Well, these guys both want it, no question about that. Benton has it right now, 9-point lead with 1:35 to play. Travis Kays will get the ball from Oneidas Craig, and he'll put it in play for the Rangers. This is Brian Kern. JoJo Johnson up top. And Benton, of course, in no hurry to shoot here. They'd like to work that clock down a little bit. The Suns will be forced to take a gamble, as Marlowe did there, and commit the foul. And unfortunately for Jason Marlowe, that's his 5th. So that ends a great high school basketball career as Jason Marlowe heads to the bench for the final time and gets a very appreciative reaction there from his home fans. And a long embrace from his coach, Mike Frey.
He fouls out with 30 points. And, you know, that was just such a nice look there, seeing the coach embracing the player. Marlowe's had such an outstanding career.
Well, unless you've been involved directly in the game, Greg, you maybe don't fully understand the relationships that develop between coaches and players at this high school level, as the free throw is good by JoJo.
When you see that type of embrace, Dick, no words have to even be said. The feeling's there.
That's right. Speaks for itself. 11-point lead after Johnson's free throws. And he now is up to 20 points in this game. It's been a quiet 20 for JoJo. You can score a quiet 20. There's the knockaway, and Tate comes up with it for Benton, and the Rangers look in very fine shape now with a minute to play and an 11-point advantage. Brian Kern to JoJo Johnson. And a foul against Gooding. That's only his second, so he'll stick around for a while. As Brian Kern heads for the free throw line, and Mike Frey running out of time here for the Suns. Kern's free throw didn't get there, and back comes Ippenson. He hadn't given up yet. He has a man with him, but he takes it himself, and they're going to call goaltending on JoJo Johnson. I'm not sure that would have gone, but JoJo up there to just get a little tiny piece of it as it was on its way down. Give the basket to Ippenson. 19 for him now.
Look at JoJo come in your picture right there, number 24. Can he get up?
Well, now wholesale changes for the Suns as their senior starters, the rest of them, go to the bench. They've finished their career, and they're all being talked to now by head coach Mike Frey, who is telling them, I'm sure, something along the lines of what a great pleasure it's been for him to coach them through these past couple of years. You know the Mike Frey story by now. He's come back 2 times to coach the Suns, and this is his final year as the head coach, as the shot is missed by Jason Tate. He's the principal at the school, will remain at Southeastern as the principal. Contact between Tate and the new man in the game for Southeastern. That was Brandon Bartlow, and Tate is whistled for the foul, and Bartlow will get a chance here to get his name in the scorebook with 23.5 seconds to go, and Benton up by 9.
I think Benton's pretty well got this one under control. Benton's going to gain 3rd place in the tournament here. And the last time Benton Third place was back in 1933. You probably watched that game.
Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday, Greg.
Well, the tradition of basketball, though, at Benton, Illinois, it's just, you know, it's tops.
There's JoJo Johnson out of the ball game, playing his final contest in a Benton uniform. Bryce Carney replaced him. Meanwhile, on the free throw line is Brandon Bartlow. He gets his name in the book and cuts the lead to 8, but it'll be too little too late for the Suns, who will finish the season with 2 losses after winning their first 32. Bartlow with a couple of free throws. Jason Tate will leave the game now as the man in with the specs there is
Ben Rice.
There you go. Ben Rice in for the Southeastern Suns. He'll finish off this game. And he's going to get himself to the free throw line.
Yeah, Rice for Benton. He's going to be the guy that is going to have a chance to go at the line.
74-67. Benton by 7. Findlay and Normal U High coming up next for the Class A state championship. Good look at Ben Rice, the junior guard, but he can't get the free throw. The rebound for the Suns. Big Lance Robertson pounds his way down the floor and goes for the scoop. Oh, too bad to follow Dykeman. No, and the rebound for Holman, and now yet another whistle. Well, Lance Robertson got this crowd a little energized.
He's having a little fun out there. Little smile on his face. Watch him. Watch him. Look at the speed. Look at this guy just accelerate. He explodes to the glass. Can he finish? Can he finish? Couldn't finish on the play, but I like the effort. He's like that explosive, quick with the basketball.
He's a junior, and he's bidding for the point guard spot next year for the Suns. It's open because all of the starters are graduating. Now more subs for Mike Frey. He's going to get that bench completely empty and give everybody an opportunity here to get at least a little bit of playing time at the state tournament. In for Benton comes Shane. Yeah, that's right. That's Shane Smith in the ball game. Now on the line is Brian Holman after the foul. His team up by 7. You get a good look there at Shane Smith of the Rangers.
The trip to Champaign by these players and these coaches, they'll always remember. Little hang time, sky, oh, will it fall?
I wish that would have
gone.
I
wish it would have gone in too.
Maybe if we replay that enough times, it will go. As Holman gets the free throw.
He'll still remember the play, though, even though it didn't fall. Let me finish my thought. The players and the coaches and the fans, the communities that had a chance to be in Champaign this weekend. This is something that will always be remembered. One of the biggest thrills, Dick, for me as a player in high school basketball was to have the opportunity to play in the state tournament here in this Assembly Hall.
Absolutely. And among those getting that opportunity right now for the Suns, Corey Winters, who has the basketball right now. Jeff Clampett is in the game for them. Here's Winters, a freshman, spinning at the very top and shooting off the dribble and getting it. Hey, there's a big basket for Clampett, and that'll finish up this third place game. As the Suns fall 7 short, Benton wins it by the final count of 76-69. And so Benton finishes the season with 26 wins and 7 losses. Rod Schertz exchanging greetings and words there with Mike Frey, whose Southeastern Suns finished with 32 victories and 2 defeats. The championship game upcoming, Findlay against Normal U High, and we hope you'll stay tuned for that one. It should be a great Class A championship contest. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
They come from towns as small as Pinckneyville and as big as Chicago, all filled with hope, some destined for glory.
We got to get the ball back and score before they...
Yes! They win it!
To all the teams and all the fans, the country's behind you.
Benton wins the third place game, and now the fans for Findlay and U-High are warming up to the occasion here as the championship game is upcoming. Let's now go to Joe Passion, who's with our winning third place game coach.
All right, thanks very much, guys. Rod, congratulations. You got the third place trophy and a big push there in the second half.
We did some things at halftime, came out and did a much better job, I thought, getting the basketball into guys like Brian Holman here. I would just say this, his first and probably last time here at Assembly Hall, and I admire and respect this young man. I'm glad we got an opportunity to win the first ball game, give him an opportunity to play.
I think everyone was. You were talking so much about Brian and had to get a little itchy waiting in the hotel room for an opportunity to play. How was it tonight?
Right. Well, today I got to go to church just down the road, and it worked out where there's a church right there. So, we went to church, went out and ate, I relaxed, came back to the room, took a nap, and just got myself ready for the game because I knew that the guys would be tired and that I really needed to give them an extra boost on running on the fast break.
And it was interesting, too, how they got the ball to Brian right away in the opening stanza.
Well, he makes us a much better team inside, I think, offensively, defensively. And our kids were aware enough to get it inside to him when he was open. He stuck the shots down. I'm very proud of him.
Brian, congratulations, and Rod, congratulations. Go celebrate, guys.
All right, thanks.
All right, go have a good time. Brian Holman and Rod Schurz from the third place Benton Rangers. Now back down over to center court to Dick and Greg.
Well, Brian Holman was 7 for 10 from the field and 8 for 9 from the free throw line. He had a great game in his only game here in Champaign, and he leads the Benton Rangers to a third place finish, and that is something to be proud of, Greg Sterick.
Well, I think Benton finishes third, and I think, I agree with everything that Coach Rod Schurz said about his ball club. I think Benton's a better basketball team when they've got Holman on the inside. Of course, they've got the very talented JoJo Johnson on the outside, and I thought Holman really gave him a lift. I thought Benton started fast in the ball game, and it was due to the play of Holman. He was able to get 9 quick points early in the ball game, and then Benton raced out to that early lead. But I think you got to give a lot of credit too to Southeastern also. They no quitting that ball club. They continued to battle back, actually tied the ball game, and it was nip and tuck for a while, and then Benton was able to put them away. And I thought we saw another phase of JoJo Johnson too. He gets 20 points, but I think he proved to everyone that he's a complete player. He's got the complete package. He's a good scorer, a good shooter, but he also does some good things for his teammates too. I thought he really distributed the basketball very well in tonight's game.
And he got the ball off the glass. A good rebounding game for JoJo Johnson as well. Let's check the game stats now from this third place contest won by Benton. Our stats brought to you by Milk. It does a body good. Enjoy real dairy products. Look for the real seal in your grocer's dairy case.
Well, Benton had the edge in shooting the basketball. They shoot it at about a 45% clip, 35% for Southeastern. In the three-point field goals, Benton 6 of 20. At the free throw line, both ball clubs shot them pretty well. Benton 18 of 27. For Southeastern, 22 of 32. In the rebound department, Benton with the edge. 44 rebounds for the Rangers, only 39 for Southeastern. Turnovers, Benton coughed it up 17 times, only 10 for Southeastern, but it was a big win for the Benton Rangers.
So the third place trophy will go to the Rangers. The Southeastern Suns settle for fourth here. A great season for them. They started with 32 victories, and they lost their last 2 here in Champaign. Findlay and U-High are out on the floor warming up. They'll play for the big trophy, the state championship trophy here at the Class A level coming up. One of your network sponsors is Milk. It does a body good. And the people who produce milk, the dairy farm families of Illinois and Wisconsin.
Back at Assembly Hall as we get ready for the championship game following this final score. Benton winning the third place trophy over Southeastern here in the consolation game you just saw. And here in between games, I'm very privileged to have with me Illinois Governor Jim Edgar, a big basketball fan. And I know you like to play this down, but Governor Edgar and his wife have had tickets for this tournament since they went on sale to the public about 12 years ago. So we know you're a big basketball fan.
Well, it's one of the things I've tried to do every year is get over and see the state tournament. And growing up just south of here, this was always a major event, so it's nice to get a chance to get a good ticket.
Well, Being from Charleston, I know you'd probably want to talk about Eastern Illinois University getting their NCAA bid on that Mid-Continent Conference postseason tournament, but this is where the game really starts, and I know you as a player had some experience with that when you were younger.
Well, I played basketball. I never made it to the Assembly Hall except to watch, but I think it's the dream of every young basketball player, whether they make the team or not, to someday get a play here. And for these kids, whether they win or lose, just to get here, it's got to be the highlight of their athletic career in high school.
You know, we were talking earlier, Governor, about the educational process and how extracurricular activities, whether it be on the basketball court or in the band, is so important to get to certain areas of success, and obviously you're a tremendous example of that.
Well, there's no doubt. Discipline, teamwork, all those characters that are very important that can't necessarily be taught in the classroom can be learned by these type of activities, and it's great that our young people have this kind of opportunity, and I just hope we'll continue to make sure they are available.
Governor, real pleasure seeing you here again. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.
All right, Governor Jim Edgar, and we will be back with the preview of that championship game from Assembly Hall right after this timeout.